All right, gang, it's Steve with Real Progressives. Tonight, going to talk about something very important. I don't know if you remember, Hillary Clinton was famous for saying that she would have a private position and a public position, okay? Progressive across the globe lost their minds when she went ahead and said that she had a private position and a public position, right? Queen neoliberal, the ultimate neoliberal, the ultimate pile of garbage and excrement, even worse than the current clown in chief right now in the White House, Donald Trump. She sat there and outright said they picked it up, they got it, there's no hiding it, it's there. Public position, private position, okay? Part of the problem with progressive movement is that we accepted this shit. We have accepted lying candidates. We've accepted their lobbyists that lie for them. We've accepted people who absolutely have no compass, no moral fiber, no value, lying for them, lying to us all, to the point where we have no faith in our institutions, to the point where we have no faith in our electoral process, to the point where we cannot even trust at all when a politician says anything of value. When they say anything to us at all, we can't trust them. And there are people out there right now today, this very minute, that would tell you it's okay to lie. It is okay, whatever it takes to get elected. Say whatever you got to say. Sell them a bill of goods. Lie to them. Tell a lie. That's not the movement I signed up for. That's not the movement that I work 7 days a week, 24/7 for. That is not the movement that when I look at my son upstairs and I say, son, I'm going to fight to get autism funded. That's not the fight that I'm willing to fight for. I'm not willing to fight for lies. I'm not willing to fight for liars. And I don't want to support people that are fucking liars. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, this entire mindset of do whatever it takes to win is exactly why this country is completely and utterly destroyed and fucked and just a massive cesspool of nothingness. That is why we can't get nice things. The entire freaking primaries, we went out there with our fists in the air and meant it. We are not going to accept lying. The whole reason that we did not support Hillary was because she was a duplicitous, lying neoliberal. Public position, private position. Which one's truth? Which one's a lie? Which one are you going to trust? Are you going to trust the one that says, well, I think we ought to fight for 12, not even fight for garbage 15? Or are you going to fight for the one that says, oh, yeah, of course I'm for gay marriage. Always been for gay marriage, except for when I wasn't for gay marriage, about 15 fucking minutes ago. Okay? This is the stuff that the progressive movement has always stood for. Do you know I have a motto, a personal motto, and it comes from being in recovery. And it's let your yes be yes and let your no be no. Because here's the thing, it has been a lonely journey telling the truth about economics. It has been a lonely journey. I'm used to people cutting my legs out from under me, talking crap about me, assassinating my character, not knowing what we're fighting for. And because they're too fucking stupid to get what we're talking about, they instead shit talk. They instead talk massive crap. Now, let me tell you, this movement is fucked from Jump Street. I don't even know if we have a movement anymore. And I'll tell you why. When you all complained, as progressives, mind you, remember we were progressives. When we said, hey man, any blue won't do. No, I won't just vote blue no matter who. When we said that, we meant it. And the reason why we said that was because that's the Democratic Party's ticket. They get you with the vote blue no matter who. Because after all, it's got to be better than the other guy, right? Claire McCaskill, Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi, Debbie what's-her-name Schultz. No. No way. Hell to the no. Manchin? No way. No freaking way. This revolution has always been about truth because the people have been lied to forever. Forever. And so when we say, hey, no mas, I'm done with the lying. I would rather lose with dignity than win on a lie. I've got to put my head on the pillow at night. I have to avoid my next drink, because if I sit there and I start accepting lies, if I start cutting corners so I can, be politically expedient, I am going to be damaging my family, my country, my community, and everything that we've built here at Real Progressives. For 3 years, we have taken a shellacking, a beating from people that don't understand what we're talking about, don't care to learn, won't read, come up with stupid lies like, well, I'm not an economist. How could I possibly know that a country that creates its own currency can't go broke? I'm not an economist, so how could I know that? But yet you can go running around talking about the national debt. You're not an economist, though, but you can talk about raising taxes to pay off the debt. You can talk about raising taxes, but you're not an economist, so you can talk about that. But you can't talk about this. Horseshit. Horseshit. I have always been passionate, and the reason why I'm passionate, when you have a family that has lost everything, when you lost everything because of the global financial crisis, when you lost your career, when you lost your income, when you're still digging out 10 years later because of neoliberalism, when you have taken the time to read, when you have taken the time to do the studying, and when you know who the enemy is and you know what is causing the problems, and you don't fight for it, you're a coward, a loser, and a liar. And I'm telling you right now, I lost almost everything. And I have degrees to back up my failures. I have a mom that loves me. I have family that's supportive. And I still had grass 6 feet tall because I couldn't afford to cut my own grass. I had trash piled up in rooms because I couldn't afford the trash man. And my car didn't even have reverse. My teeth are rotting out of my mouth, okay? I am telling you right now, I have almost lost everything. And so I know I took the time to learn. I did the hard work. I didn't just say, well, my friends don't know that stuff and they say different things. So you must be a megalomaniac. You must be I don't know. Let's call you a malignant narcissist or some bullshit like that. Some worthless thing like that. Okay? When you don't know what you're talking about, there's a time to be a teacher and there's a time to be a student. Feelings are fine. We all have them. If I eat some tacos in the middle of the night and I wake up the next morning, I'm going to have gas feels. I'm probably not going to be great because I'm not going to get a lot of sleep because I'm going to be burping and farting all night. But let me tell you something. Truth is truth. It's not a matter of shades of truth. It's not a matter. Accounting identities are accounting fucking identities. When you trace the ledgers, and you see how this shit works. When you read the empirical studies, when you do the homework, there is no room for disagreement on this. And it's not about me. Because trust me, there are many, many doctors out there that will say it with a sweet smile, but you won't pay attention because economics will bore the piss out of you. And since you're not an economist, you can't possibly learn anything new. So everything we say is boring and disinteresting and you don't care. But let me tell you something. When the bathtub starts shrinking down and we go into recession, I know who I'll be looking at. It's the liars of the world. It's the people that couldn't be bothered to do the homework, that wouldn't watch the video that you sent to them, that wouldn't read the article that you sent to them, that decided they would rather assassinate your character than actually do the homework. Why? I can only speculate. But you tell me, why would somebody that doesn't know something feel the urge to say something contradictory to someone that does know something? Why would that happen? Why would someone dare speak when they don't understand? Why wouldn't they say, oh my God, you did all that work? Can you please answer some questions for me? Or if I don't have any interest, then I probably won't even speak to it, right? We have cultivated a large group, thank God, a very large group of people that have learned who and what has done this to our country. They have learned what it means to be in recession. They have learned what it means to see this stuff coming from a mile away by understanding sectoral balances. They have learned that the federal government creates the dollar when the Congress spends. And they have learned that when the Congress doesn't spend, that we go into private debt. And that's why the banks put so much money out, because it's all debt-driven IOUs. It's not bank money filling the country up. It's debt filling the country up. What is not filling the country up, though, what should be filling the country up, is a New Deal, is the federal government spending. So how can you, knowing full well that to reduce the deficit is to diminish the water in the bathtub of the economy and destroy the poor, to destroy our ability to take care of people that are on the edge of death, not jokes, not, oh, I'll be inconvenienced, death. Ask yourself that question. So when you see candidates, I don't care what candidate they are. I don't care if they're vote blue. I don't care if they're vote green. I don't care if they're vote red. I don't care if they're my ally, and I don't care if they're my enemy. If they say the wrong thing, it doesn't matter how sweet and kind they are, it's wrong. Now the question will become, are they willing to have a discussion? Or are they willing to push back and act like you don't know what you're talking about when you have done the goddamn work? When you've taken the time to do the work, and you've taken the time to care enough about your family and their freaking family, even though they don't care enough to learn this stuff. You're still fighting for people you can't care. You wouldn't piss on their head to put out a fire. You're still fighting for their family. You know what I'm saying? And so you look at this and you say, Hillary said, I have a public position and I have a private position. And every progressive lost their minds. What would change now? Why would we be okay with liars? Why would we be okay with people that know better but won't do better? Why would we be okay with situational ethics when we claim to want to get rid of corruption? Corruption, let's get rid of corruption. We've got to have election integrity after all, because it matters to who we can vote for, even if they're fucking lying. Remember, this is not okay. This is not okay. It's not okay for real progressives, and it shouldn't be okay for you. And if it is okay for you, then you ought to stop with the fucking the stupid character assassinations. Take a look in the mirror and realize, say, you are a liar. A liar. Liar, 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 liar. You know what I'm saying? Liar. A fucking liar. And I'm telling you right now, Henry Rollins, look him up. Henry Rollins has this song called Liar, and it is exactly what these sons of bitches are. It's exactly what they are. You know, there's not an ounce of narcissism in my body. Let me tell you this. My entire existence is about fighting for my fucking family. And when I did the hard work to try to educate myself so that I could do better than my parents did for us, our parents did not take the time to learn this stuff. Our parents had pensions. Our parents lived in the golden years. Our parents lived a different existence than we do today. It's bootstraps, baby. If you don't, I mean, most people don't have a pot to piss in. Most people don't even have $500 in the bank. Most people have negative equity in their lives. They're no longer economically viable. And I'm speaking this from a position of privilege, being a well-educated, white, cisgendered male. And I'm telling you right now, There are people out there that don't know this stuff, but feel compelled to speak on it, feel compelled to know the truth and still accept a lie. And that's harming every one of us. That's harming the ability to change the paradigm. That's harming the ability to change the country. And let me tell you something. Anybody that doesn't know economics, anybody who doesn't understand the way federal financing works, that's running for Congress or running for the Senate, anybody that's bought in the myths, lies, conspiracies, and bullshit that sidelines them from being able to enact policies, they are literally no better than Hillary Clinton. They're literally no better than Paul Ryan. They're literally no better than any other neoliberal. Because ultimately they're going to come out, whether they're good person, bad person, doesn't matter. For 40 years, we have all suffered at the hands of the neoliberals. They soak the little people, and then the big people win by watching us have to go into private debt to financialize our existence while they sit there on a damn yacht sipping Grand Marnier and smoking a Cohiba. This is not even about MMT, folks. This is about everything. If you understand that the national debt is nothing more than a bunch of savings accounts bought and paid for with US dollars and taken out of circulation for a period of 1, 10, whatever, long-term, short-term bonds, payable only in paper US dollars, not gold, not silver, not chicken necks, not oil. Okay? When you understand that, and that means we have the keystroke capability of paying everything off, period. When you understand the debt is nothing more than your bank having savings accounts, do you think your bank panics when you buy a CD? Do you think your bank panics when you have a savings account? No. Why is that? Because they know it's nothing. But here we are, we've been conditioned, we've been lied to. And that lie is what created the never lose your sense of outrage that Bernie Sanders spoke about. It's that sense of outrage that fuels real progressives. It's that sense of outrage that makes us speak truth to even our allies and our friends, because you could be a friend, but if you're wrong on economics, you should want to be able to do better. You shouldn't be a full cup. You know, a full cup, you can't put any more water in. I've been accused of not taking constructive criticism. I've been accused of many things. But let me tell you something. The people I care about, the people that are not spewing bullshit, those people, when they come to me and they say, Steve, you ought to say this a little differently. What if you came up with this way? I'd say, hey, man, as long as it's not making me tell a lie, I'm good to go, man. I'll shift up. I'll shift gears. I can tell the same story like I did when I was at the Trump rally, tell it to a different crowd. But I can tell you right now, you can vote for a candidate, and it's always buyer beware, right? But when you have a candidate that you know knows the truth and they won't tell the truth and they lie and their surrogates lie for them as well and are comfortable lying, you're in a deep, deep world of trouble right there. Deep world of trouble. I don't know what to do with that. That doesn't compute for me. My sobriety depends on me being able to put my head down on the pillow at night because I told the truth. Now, maybe that's not a big deal to some of you. Maybe you have no conscience. Maybe you're a sociopath and lying comes second nature to you. I physically can't do it. The fourth and fifth step make me literally held to freaking being honest. Does it make me rigid because of that? Yeah, it kind of does. I don't lie. I won't lie. And that's the deal. And I would expect that you all wouldn't respect me if I came up here and I told you lies either. I have a feeling that when I try and teach you economics, or when I have experts on to teach you economics, that your eyes would roll back in your head if I lied. But I don't lie. And I will fight back with the freaking fiercest. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I will fight back with the power of 1,000 suns with someone if they ever mischaracterize me, if they ever lie, if they ever misstate something about me, like a freaking howitzer, I will come at them double-barreled. I don't accept smears, I don't accept lies, and I don't accept trolling, because this truth thing is very important. I'm telling you right now, friends, if you want to see this world change, if you want to see this country get better, if you want your kids to have a fighting chance, it comes down to being a truth movement. And part of that truth is understanding race relations. Part of that is understanding rape culture. Part of that is understanding the relationship between the state and its citizens. Part of that is understanding how money is created. Part of that is understanding what it is that we are fighting for. And if you're telling me that you can't survive on $15 an hour, then what would it take? What is a living wage? Then we've got to fight for that. If you're telling me your teeth are rotting out of your mouth, why is no one proposing universal dental care? If you're telling me that your student loans are $700 a month and you can't afford them, why are we not fighting for student debt eradication? If you're telling me you can't get a good job because you don't have a good education and you can't afford the student loans, why are we not fighting for free college for all? If you're telling me you're tired of wars for oil, why are you not telling me that we're going to fight for friggin' green energy? If you're telling me you're worried about broken down bridges and potholes everywhere, etc., why are we not fighting for a robust infrastructure plan? If you're telling me you want people to be mobile and not stuck in the ghetto and not stuck with underserving governments, local governments, why wouldn't you fight for a federal job guarantee to serve care work in the local communities? Empirical, freaking academic, major studies have been done by this, by Levy Institute, by Ben-Zager Institute, by freaking Kelton, by Ray, by Pavlina Trineva, by Mosler, by Mitchell, you name it. Why would you decide to take some troll burger hanging out on social media's opinion over people that are really doing the hard work, that have the studies, that had the money to dig in and learn this? Why wouldn't you do that? Why would you allow people to suffer because you don't feel like frickin' learning it? I'm telling you, friends, if you don't fight for truth, if you don't stay steadfast, you are going to get nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And when I look at third parties and I look at the other parties and I say to myself, which one of you will stay away from this whole populist agenda thing based on stories from the fire pit and focus on the populist agenda that is actually founded in truth? Why don't we freaking isolate on that instead of going for people collecting? Bottom line, most Americans didn't vote. Only a small portion of Americans voted, and most people don't have any faith in the voting system. Most people don't have any faith in our elections. Why is that? Because people constantly lie. They lie, they lie, they lie. So it is important. It's important to have integrity and not be a liar for your candidates or for anything else. Remember, vote blue no matter who I started out with. Well, that's the same way with many people right now that want to just make you overlook the bullshit. The idiots that want to call it the private Federal Reserve and they want to talk about the petrodollar and stuff like that. Folks, that is not getting us a New Deal. That is not saving any lives. That is literally ignorant. Ignorant. What is that word? Let's look it up. Ignorant. To not know something. It's not you're a bad person. Ignorance is called the lack of information, lack of knowledge. So we got to make people knowledgeable to stop them from being ignorant, right? Right. So why is it that people... I'm so upset. He said the word ignorant. It's just... I don't know what to do. He said ignorant. It's got me really bothered. I'm really upset about this. You are getting ready to go into a midterm election cycle. That midterm election cycle is going to have many high-quality candidates. Some of those candidates are not high quality, but they're on your team. Some of them will tell myths and legends that will harm your family. Just because they claim to be on your team doesn't mean they're on your team. And so what I'm trying to tell you is this: discernment. Any blue won't do, and nor will any progressive of any stripe, of any flavor. It requires steadfast truth. It requires curiosity and knowledge. Because if you don't have it, you're not getting any of the things you say you want. They won't be able to stand up against the onslaught of the parties. They won't be able to stand up to the onslaught of all the dark money that comes in to fight against them because they won't have the knowledge. So they'll sit there and cave like a friggin' cheap friggin' straw house. This is so important, my friends. This is so unbelievably important. You must choose truth, and you must fight for truth. And you must not allow people to lie, and try and pull you along. And it's important that we, instead of fighting because we don't like someone's style, let's focus on their truthfulness. If they're accepting of lies, if they're a liar, let's focus on that. Because we need to ferret out the liars. We need to ferret out the charlatans. We need to ferret out the people that are unwilling to be honest, because our families have been lied to for far too long. We don't have long enough to accept lies anymore. We don't have the time. People are literally dying. That's no joke. If you don't believe me, sometime go into your local neighborhood, major metropolitan city, and go in the back alleyways and look at the people living in cardboard boxes. Look at the people trying to find a way to get comfortable on benches that have spikes in them now because they're trying to outlaw being homeless without giving them an option. You want to fight these people that are literally sitting there chasing the little minor drug offenders around. This is how you do it. It's because of austerity. It's because of economic illiteracy that there are people going to jail for minor misdemeanor offenses for marijuana and the like. I'm telling you right now, it's all about truth. It's all about truth, and it's all about standing firm in it. I can do no different than that. And if that makes me a bad guy, well, let's be fair about it. I'm a bad guy because I'm being truthful, and that bothers you. I'm sorry about that, but I'm not changing. My name is Steve Grumbine. I am indeed the founder of Real Progressives, and I will continue to fight for truth no matter who I'm talking to, period. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.